Hey everybody, so welcome to chapter 7 of our VW Bug Chronicles. Now when we last left our hero, me, we were still struggling to get spark. And it took 2 weeks, but I bought a new coil. If you remember in episode 6, we needed at least 3 ohms of resistance, and the old coil that was originally in Myrna here was producing 0, and the coil that I purchased from Napa was also producing 0, and the little video that we watched said we needed at least 3 ohms to get our electronic igniter ignition to work properly. So I bought, shocker, another coil. This is the flamethrower, which is the same manufacturer of the distributor itself. So the first thing we're going to do is use the multimeter and check and make sure this has 3 ohms. So let's do that right now. So here's our new flamethrower coil. I get it to focus in. My multimeter set at 1, but I discovered something. I believe I have this hooked up wrong. I'm pretty sure that this positive is supposed to be right here, because when I hook this up, like so, oops, here and here, I don't get any change, but I plug in over here and looky there. I get 3.2 ohms of resistance, which leads me to believe I may have purchased a coil I didn't need. So here's the original coil, and you'll remember in episode 6, there was no change, but now I believe it's because I had the multimeter set up wrong. So if that's true, I should be able to put the negative here if I can get it, oops, if I can get it to wedge here. Oh, God damn it. All right, give me just a second here. Let's see if we can get this wedged. Okay, so we hook these up. And looky there, 3.8, which means this original coil is actually producing some resistance as well. So let's go try the coil from Napa. So I've wedged the negative on the negative post. You can see we're still reading 1. And let's put our positive. And looky there, basically 3. So I may have purchased a coil that I don't need, because there's definitely 3 ohms of resistance. I will, however, put the flamethrower coil in since we have a flamethrower distributor. I'm very perplexed now. This is very vexing. I'm very vexed. So I've been staring at this coil now for the last couple of minutes, and it occurs to me, could I have possibly hooked up one of the simplest things on the planet wrong? Turns out, I think I may have. I went ahead and pulled up a diagram for a Franics equipped coil and distributor, and it turns out, I'll show you, I don't know if you can see there, but there's 4 leads coming off the positive end and just 1 off the negative, and I had it set up 2 coming off the negative, I believe 1 running to the solenoid, which should have been going to the positive. Because I am a hooplehead, a nudnik, a mudak, and a number of other things. So, if we take a look here, I have moved, well, it's gonna be very difficult for you to see, but trust me, I've made some corrections. So let's just crank her over and see what happens. Well, look at that, it's alive! 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 there we go, boys and girls. Myrna is a-running. And smoking. All right, so we're going to end chapter 7 on a real high note. Myrna is running. So once again, as I said in one of these episodes, for the tenacious, no road is impassable. And it's quite frankly a lot more passable if the leader isn't a complete nudnik, hooplehead, mudak, me, basically a dummy, had the coil wired wrong the whole time. I think I'm going to leave the Napa coil in, and we'll keep the flamethrower coil new in its box. We'll just put it away for now. I don't know that I need to switch it out, to be honest with you. Part of me wants to, and part of me does it, but I think, at least for the time being, we'll leave this coil in. We can now begin to focus on the short. As you all know, if you've watched any of these episodes, when the key is in the off position, our parking lights, license plate light, and dash lights are on, and the door buzzing continues when the key is out. So we've got to track that down. I have lots of friends telling me it's probably the ignition. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna focus on the positive. Myrna is running. This is great news. I'm in a very good mood. I don't know what to do right now. I think we'll start her again and maybe burn off some of that oil that's just been sitting on this engine. One thing I probably should do is change the gaskets on the valve covers, but there's a part of me, anybody that knows anything about a bug, those valve covers are pretty flimsy, and they literally clip on with almost like a hanger. They snap in place, they don't bolt down. I think there's another car show at Pomona in April or May, I think April. So in the next few weeks, it may be worth a trip down to maybe buy some new valve covers, although I could probably get them on Amazon. But head on down and buy some new covers just to make sure they're not tweaked. That might be why they're leaking, though I'm inclined to think it's just because the gaskets are old. But anyway, super excited. As you saw, Myrna is running. So I have an update. I decided I would take Myrna down off the jack stands and run around the neighborhood a little bit. Nothing too crazy, just burn through a little bit of gas, heat her up. Any varnish in the carburetor might burn off a little bit, etc., etc. So I take her down, get in, crank her, and mind you, even after I ended the video, I had started her a couple of times, let her run for a while. Anyway, I take her down off the jack stands, go to start her, and you'll never guess what? Did not start. Now, I'm not at 0. I know it's not the coil. I got 3 coils that, quite frankly, I believe are all good. I'm certain 2 are. We know she's getting spark, or the spark plugs are sparking, and she's getting fuel, obviously, you just saw. So it brings me back to that damn electronic distributor and that igniter. Now I watched, and I've heard a couple times that a short is not good for those igniters. And as you all know, I do have a short, but I don't believe that that short has anything to do with or is causing a problem with the distributor, but I'm not sure. And at this point, since I have more money than sense most of the time, I'm going to go to jbugs.com and I'm going to buy a regular points and condenser distributor. They're probably just a couple $100, and I'm going to put it in that engine and see if we can get her to run, because no short should affect the points or condensers, I don't think. I'm probably going to spend $200, pop it in, and probably have the same problem, maybe, but I don't think so. Let me know. I'm going to check in with a couple of my friends on Monday at work. They're going to probably tell me I'm stupid, but that's what I'm headed to do. As you can see, I've been doing one of the things that I do very well. Boy, it's frustrating. You know, for like $3,800, I could just buy a whole new engine and have it put in and just be done with it. I'm leaning that way just because I'm very frustrated, but I'm gonna keep drinking and do some drinking thinking, which is something I'm pretty good at, I think. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna buy a new distributor, an old school points and condensers, get rid of this igniter crap. It's not like I would drive it all the time, and really changing points and condensers is not a difficult thing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about dropping a distributor in, but it doesn't seem all that complicated. It's just about lining everything up. But right now, Myrna is not running. It's not alive, it's dead. So, a short-lived victory. Anyway, I thought I'd give you this update. That's all I got. I'm gonna go get drunk. Bye. So we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and as always in this world, when you could be anything you want, you be kind, you be humble, you be forgiving, and you be melting snow. And then, as I think Guy Lombardo used to say in a song, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. We'll see you next time.